Namandab, 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 namandab. Kansho.
Good morning, and welcome to the New York Buddhist Church. Today is Sunday, November 20th, 2022. We'll begin service with quiet sitting. Please sit up straight, gently calm your mind, and follow your breath.
Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namandab. Relax your back, relax your shoulders. Still the thoughts in your mind, being aware of them, but let them go. Like your breath, be aware it goes in and out.
Today's chant is Junirai on page 59 of your service book. Following today's chant will be Vandana and Tisarana. Our meditative reading, Who Am I, by Reverend Haya Akegarasu. Our Dharma talk today is delivered via pre-recorded message from Reverend Patti Nakai of the Buddhist Temple of Chicago. Today's Gathas, Ondokusan, and Nembutsu will be then sung in one voice. Namo Amitabha.
Zajo 女仙の子が将来乱そ実法将来勝負し権限人図し安楽戦後尊厳上苦行子が将来乱そ小無常無我と薬女水月伝よろ一種説法無名字子が将来乱そ非尊仏説無悪名薬無女人悪道不主任知心拒否尊子が将来乱そ今無料法勉強無所主悪知識少女不体死亡大子が将来乱そ合説非尊苦独自修善善無変如海水小逆善言少女者
ナ Everyone please rise for the Vandana and Tisarana. You will find that in your service book on page 7. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samam sambuddhassa.
Amen, Supreme, the exalted One, the enlightened One, the supremely awakened One.
Buddham saranam gacchami.
Buddha Saranam Gacchami.
Dhammam saranam gacchami.
Dharma Saranam Gacchami.
Sangham saranam gacchami.
Sangham Saranam Gacchami.
I go to the Buddha for guidance.
I go to the Buddha for guidance.
I go to the Dharma for guidance.
I go to the Dharma for guidance.
I go to the Sangha for guidance.
I go to the Sangha for guidance.
Namo Kie Butsu.
Namo Kie Butsu.
Namo Kie Ho.
Namo Kie Ho.
Namo Kie So.
Namo Kie So.
Namo Amitabha.
Namo Amitabha.
Namo Amitabha. Please be seated. We will now have our meditative reading, Who Am I? By Reverend Haya Akegarasu. If you have a copy of it, which I believe was in the back, please read along with me. Does everyone have a copy? If you don't, you may get one. Gail may hand you one. Please share if I didn't make enough copies. Thank you. Reverend Akegarasu is a highly respected scholar of the Higashi Honganji, as is Reverend Patti. He's a very revered member of this lineage. And these words are really wonderful, so please listen carefully. Who Am I? By Reverend Akegarasu Haya. My thought is thought. It is never myself. I had thought that my thought is myself, but now I'm aware I made a terrible mistake. My experience is experience. It is never myself. I had thought that experience is myself, but now I'm aware I made a terrible mistake. My feelings are feelings. They are never myself. I had thought that my feelings are myself, but now I'm aware I made a terrible mistake. My will is will. It is never myself. I had thought that my will is myself, but now I'm aware I made a terrible mistake. My wishes are wishes. They are never myself. I had thought that my wishes are myself, but now I'm aware I made a terrible mistake. My deeds are deeds. They are never myself. I had thought that my deeds are myself, but now I'm aware I made a terrible mistake. But then, who am I? Yes, it is true that through thought, experience, feeling, will, wish, and deed, I manifest myself, but also I manifest myself when I break out of all of these. I am not such a limited self, conceptualized self, as to exist apart from others. I alone am the most noble. I embrace the cosmos. What an indescribable, subtle existence I am. I cannot, in speaking or writing, put down who I am. I always touch this indescribable self, always follow this indescribable self. Truth is here. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. So it is my great pleasure today to introduce Reverend Patti Nakai of the Buddhist Temple of Chicago. She's born in Chicago, and she earned her undergraduate degree at the University of Minnesota, and then moved to Japan and studied at Otani University in Kyoto and earned her MA in Shin Buddhist Studies. Her full ordination as a minister was taken at Higashi Honganji, the head temple of the Otaniha denomination of Shin Buddhism. After serving as a part-time minister at the Higashi Honganji Temple in LA, she returned to Chicago in 1995 and served as associate minister for many years until replacing Reverend Ashikaga as the resident minister after his retirement in 2011. Reverend Patti has been featured in Tricycle. I made some copies of an article that she wrote this fall 2022. If you haven't seen it, I have some copies. She's a very articulate, wonderful Dharma. She shares the Dharma quite wonderfully. She's a frequent speaker at various conventions. And in 2015, she was one of a handful of Buddhist delegates in the world to meet with the Pope at the Vatican for a Buddhist Catholic dialogue. She's been a good friend, and I hope you will enjoy her talk today. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning to those of you at the New York Buddhist Church. Thank you very much for inviting me to be your speaker. But the problem I realized right away was you asked me to do a pre-recorded talk, which I've never done before. And it made me very nervous to have to do this. So I'm going to share my screen and let you know how I'm feeling.
High anxiety. Whenever you're near. High anxiety, it's you that I fear.
Okay, that was just a little song from the movie High Anxiety with Mel Brooks singing. And I felt Mel Brooks is my inspiration today for this Dharma talk. If you're not familiar with Mel Brooks and his movies, I suggest you talk to Isabelle. She could tell you all about it. So my title of this talk is Jodo Shinshu, Help for High Anxiety. And I just want to put a disclaimer that for people who are going through chronic anxiety to the point where they're unable to function, that's when those people need to get mental health services. So this is not a talk for people in that situation. This is a talk for those of us, most of us, who do experience anxiety from time to time. We do get nervous, we do get upset, we do wonder why things have to be this way. And also I would put depression in that category when we're feeling this sense of life stinks, that sense where life just isn't going the way you want it to go. And they're getting all the demands on us to do things that we're not comfortable doing, we don't want to do. Things are going on that we don't particularly like. But the one good thing to know if you read in the Jodo Shinshu tradition is other people have gone through this as well. Other people have these feelings, and particularly Shinran, our teacher, great teacher. So this is a paraphrase from Tanisho, which most of you are familiar with. And what a paraphrase is when you put something, not the direct text, but the text that how you receive the text, and you put it in your own way, own words, in order to explain to other people. So here, I want to show that this is how I hear what Shinran is saying in Tanisho. And I would suggest to those of you who are minister assistants or those who give lay talks, try doing paraphrases of Shinran. Too often I hear people quoting Shinran and they sound like parrots. They're just making noise and you don't get the sense they understand what they're saying. So when you find something from Shinran that really moves you, put it in your own words. See if that's a way to communicate Shinran to others. So this is how I hear Shinran talking in Tanisho 9. I'm not continuously joyous and grateful. Sometimes I feel pretty lousy, and the Pure Land is the farthest thing from my mind. But these periods of anxiety and depression serve to remind me that I'm not that enlightened, and I need to keep listening to the Nembutsu teachings to get me out of my self-centered fixations, known as bonno in Japanese. Mostly you hear the translation blind passions, but I feel that's a very misleading translation. So I prefer trying to talk about it as self-centered fixation. And Shinran points out that our problem is what we call gi or utagai. I put the kanji there. Usually it's translated as doubt, but in English, doubt is kind of a positive word. It means we're suspicious or we're skeptical of something that's too good to be true. So it is a good thing to have doubt. But Shinran uses this word to mean more in the sense of in denial of reality. It's a net or it's a walled-off prison where we think the world should be my way instead of seeing reality as a dynamic flow of causes and conditions. And the opposite of this denial is acceptance. And I put the kanji shin. Most of you probably heard the translation as belief or faith or trust, but I feel acceptance is more the antonym for that denial that Shin is talking about. And it's kind of the way that we have all this anxiety and depression, and then it's really a sign that I can't accept reality as it is. So when I first was asked to do this presentation, I could have all this anxiety about why did I have to do it this way? What if something goes wrong? What if I come across in all kinds of bad ways? What if the New York temple people just thought it was a waste of time and they're going to tell all the other temples? So you start going down this spiral of worrying about how I look, how do I look, or what's going to happen to me? And you realize this is very surface level concerns. It's really on the surface of your ego self. But Shinran reminds us that from the sutras, from the teachings, there is this deep, deep, deep level of where the causes and conditions are working to bring us to awakening. So that's the inconceivable aspiration of universal life, to bring all beings to this awakening that we are all connected and we are all part of this great flow of life. This is on this deep, deep, deep level, no matter what we're worrying about on the surface. And so Shinran reminds me that despite all my anxiety and depression, there's still this very deep, deep level of being helped. And this is a word, when I published this translation in Tricycle magazine for the fall 2022 issue, this is not the standard translation that you are used to, where Shinran says, I'm being saved. I'm being saved by Amida. My salvation is by Amida. But here I put the word helping, because I think the Japanese word that taskeru is really about being helped here and now, day to day, while I'm still alive. I need help. I need this. I need to be helped to be reminded of this deeper level of life. And so this helps me to go forward, and this sense of being grasped and never to be abandoned. So even when things happen, think are bad, in the long run, they're all part of the causes and conditions that are moving me towards this awakening. So this is what Shinran wants us to hear, and what we should be hearing when we hear the Nembutsu. So he's saying the thought arises to say the Nembutsu, to hear that reminder of this movement towards awakening, and to let go of those bonno, to see those bonno getting in our way, that self-centered concerns and fixations. So here, in closing, I would like everyone to go forth with this Nembutsu. In Higashi Honganji, we still say Namu Amida Butsu, and I know in your Nishi Honganji tradition, you say Namo Amida Butsu, but it's still the same thing. It's still our reminder that we have to awake. We are being moved towards awakening. We are being moved towards the awakening to our interconnection, our oneness, and also the awakening to being in this great flow of life. And so a lot of times I say the Pure Land, I like to translate it as the realm of flowingness, because the Jo in Jodo is about flowing, and the Do is about being grounded. So I like to say this is what the teaching of Jodo Shinshu are, to be awakened to this realm of flowingness. And this is a slide from Blazing Saddles. So I really appreciate this chance to speak to anyone, and I really give a big appreciation to David Brady, who's editing this piece for me, and it's given me lots of advice and help. And also to my good friends at the New York Buddhist Temple, who have helped me along all these many, many, many years through the Eastern Buddhist League gatherings. And so I'm hoping and looking forward to the day when I can see all of you in person again, and we can all get together and share our memories and catch up with each other. So thank you very much. So let's go forth with the Nembutsu. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Okay, yeah, thank you.
But I hope you all enjoyed that, did you? Yeah, and Reverend Patti, we look forward to welcoming you here at some point when you are able to visit us. So I have copies of Reverend Patti's article. If anyone is interested, you can see me after service. Or you can go online. I'm not sure. Is this an open article or is this for subscribers only? I'm not sure. Okay, so you can go online. Tricycle.com has been, in recent years, welcoming more Jodo Shinshu Pure Land scholars. They often have articles by Reverend Dr. Mark Uno also, and they may have run something from Mark Blum. If they haven't, you should. Are you listening, Tricycle? Yes. So you can find more and more an awareness and a sharing of the Jodo Shinshu teachings out there. And Reverend Patti they picked a great one with Reverend Patti because she makes the Dharma very accessible. And I think she gave us many points to consider. And, you know, one of the most significant being when we read a religious text, put yourself in it. Because it's not an abstract piece of doctrine. It's directed towards each of us, especially the words of Shakyamuni and the words of Shinran are directed to each of us. The Buddha's compassion, as Shinran said, is for myself alone, not meaning that anyone is excluded, because everyone is included. But in a sense, the Buddha directs the energy of compassion and wisdom towards me. And for that, we are each individually and collectively grateful. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. So, let's see. So now we will have our Gathas, which are Ondokusan 1 and Nembutsu. So please rise for those Gathas. Thank you. Let's see.
Ondokusan 2. Page 134.
Thank you very much. Nembutsu's on page, is that 119? Namo Amitabha, Namo Amitabha, Namo Amitabha, Namo Amitabha. Please be seated. So at this time, I'd like to welcome any first-time visitors. If you're here with us for the first time, please stand and introduce yourself so that we may welcome you properly. Any first-timers? Wow, we're all old-timers today. One first-timer. Welcome to New York Buddhist Church. Your name is?
My name's May.
And how did you come to be here today?
I used to go to the Japanese Buddhist temples in California with my mom, but after coming to New York, I haven't been doing that, so I wanted to come today.
Oh, we're so glad you could join us today. Thank you so much. We hope to see you often. You can find our full schedule online at our website, newyorkbuddhistchurch.org. And since we're heading towards the end of year, it should be quite festive and quite nice. I hope you'll join us for New Year's as well. Thank you so much. Anyone else? All righty. Well, we really do appreciate you being here today and braving the cold weather to make it to New York Buddhist Church. It's your presence that makes these services more meaningful so that we can chant together. As we say in one voice, Taishu Showa. Very difficult to do, but we all listen to one another, and this teaches us a great deal. So I'd like to thank our greeter today, Claudia Kohn. Thank you so much, Claudia. Nobuko Kodama-san helped both on the Naijin with the chanting and to play the piano today. Thank you. Our wonderful tech team, which is solo today, David Brady. Thank you so much for facilitating the service today. And to Maiko Tanaka, who helped me with setting up the Naijin. Thank you, Maiko. The New York Buddhist Church is like the fingers on one hand. We all work together to make these services happen. So, thank you so much. So we do have a few announcements. So next week, on Saturday, I believe, from 11 to 2, the New York Buddhist Church Tachibana Dance Group is hosting a kimono and dance article sale. So if you're interested in Japanese culture, beautiful textiles, Japanese dance, please come by. We're requesting a $5 donation at the door. It is cash and carry, so bring a little bag. You'll find many beautiful things. We're also beginning a ikebana, Japanese flower arrangement class, which will begin in December. It will be held on 3 Saturdays, the 3rd, the 10th, and the 17th, from 11 to 12:30 and from 12:30 to 2. There will be 2 sessions. The teacher is Junko Yamakawa. She is a member of the Sogetsu Teachers Association. And there is further information on a flyer in back of the hondo. If you are interested in learning ikebana, the beautiful art of Japanese flower arranging, take a look at this. So what else? Our online classes continue for meditation and other classes that we offer. We hope to be continuing them in person at some future point. We will let you know when the classes are in person. As to right now, both meditation, the Dharma chat, and the Monday, first Saturday of the month Dharma gathering are still held virtually online. And if you go to the New York Buddhist Church website, newyorkbuddhistchurch.org, and go to the community page, there are links there and more information about these classes. There's, let's see, we also have, if you would like to replay this service or see any other service, we keep a library of our videos at the youtube.com/c/New York Buddhist Church. So you may view them there. And, but, you know, most of all for this service, I'd really like to thank Reverend Patti Nakai for a wonderful, wonderful talk. And for a wonderful talk, and we deeply appreciate your Dharma sharing today. David?
Yes, there's one other addition. Besides the lovely kimono sale that will be happening this next weekend, Carl, our very own Carl Palma, will be outside selling takoyaki from the takoyaki truck that he's built. So come on by, hot takoyaki on a cold winter day. Thanks.
That's right. That's right. So if you want Carl's famous Osaka-style takoyaki, come and look at some kimonos and enjoy some takoyaki from the takoyaki mobile. So let's see. I think that might be it for today. In closing, I'd just like to say that we appreciate your support, not only your personal support being here and listening to the service, listening virtually, but your financial support, your dana, through which we maintain our temple and we continue to provide these services to the Sangha. So we love to welcome new members. Again, on the website, we have a membership page. You can look at the benefits of being a member of New York Buddhist Church and fill out a form. There's also a PayPal link if you'd like to make a donation online. We have a lot of other exciting activities coming up towards the end of the year. We hope you'll join us for New Year's services. And also on December 11th for Bodhi Day. I am very, very pleased to mention that Khenpo Lama Pema Wangdak, who is the founder of the Vikramasila Foundation and also of Palden Shakya, giving us his, will be Dharma sharing with us on that occasion of Bodhi Day. He is a wonderful, wonderful speaker, very learned, and we hope you will join us then, December 11th at 11:30. So let us now have the closing Gassho. In gratitude and thankfulness for all that we share today, we say Namo Amitabha Butsu.